I know in a lot of areas it's getting cooler, but over the summer I had some people ask me how to cool down an overheated dog. I know there are some people who live in areas where it never cools off, so whether you need this advice next summer or it's something that you can use year round, this is really important information to have. I think it's something that every pet owner should know. The first thing you need to know are the signs of being overheated. So I keep a thermometer in my dog first aid kit. If you want to get some more information on what should be in a dog first aid kit so you can prepare your own, just click the link below this video and it will take you to our guide for what you should have in a dog first aid kit. I've also made a detailed guide of taking your dog's temperature. So you can check that out as well if you want to learn how to do that. The most effective way to take a dog's temperature and get an accurate reading is rectally. So I keep a thermometer in my dog first aid kit. Anything over 103 degrees Fahrenheit is considered overheated. Anything over 106 degrees is heat stroke. So there's a really small window and you need to act very fast, which is why I think this is important information that every pet owner should have. Signs of being overheated include obviously excessive panting, bright red gums. If you just check your dog's gums really quick, you should be able to see if they're a nice light pink, normal color, or they're bright red, sudden collapse, vomiting, rapid heart rate. I do have a video guide on checking your dog's heart rate. Their heart is actually under here in their chest. So if you stick your hand kind of under their armpit, you can feel their heart rate. If it's rapid, that's a sign that they're overheated. A slowed response time. So if you're talking to your dog or trying to interact with them and you notice they're just a little bit slower than they normally are, maybe still responding, but just not quite as fast as normal, that's a sign as well. So what do? How do you cool down a dog? You can't cool them down too quickly or that will put their body into shock. Same way with a human. If you were having heat stroke or suffering from being overheated and you jumped in an ice bath, that's gonna put your body into shock because it's a really drastic change. So the best way to do it is to take a towel. I recommend having 2 towels, soak them in water, and then what you wanna do is apply the towel under your dog's underbelly. So the wet towel is on that area where there's not as much fur. Most dogs have no fur in that area or very little. And you apply it there and just let it sit until it warms up with his body temperature. And then if you have 2 towels, you can switch it out, get the cool towel and place that under there. And that'll help just bring his body temperature down slowly. I've switched dogs. Obviously, this is my chocolate lab, Sadie. She wanted to be in this video, I guess. So if you can do the wet towels, that's what I recommend. Actually, Sadie's much better, so she'll let me show you. You can just tip your dog over and lay that towel right in there, that nice cool towel. So that would be my first recommendation. You can put your dog in the shower, but make sure that the water is tepid. Like I said, you don't want to bring their body heat down too fast. So do not use cold water, even though that's kind of our logical way of thinking would be to use cold water to bring their temperature down faster. That's not safe at all. You can also get your dog out of the heat, of course, bring them into a cooler environment. If you have access to air conditioning, the basements of most homes are cooler and the concrete foundation is usually cooler, so dogs will like to lay on that. You may see your dog in the summertime search for places like that to lay down, so bringing him somewhere like that where the cool air will actually do the work for you and help to cool your dog gradually. You can put a fan on them if you don't have access to air conditioning or cooler area. A fan will help to drastically to decrease their body temperature without doing it too drastically. And finally, you can use frozen dog treats. I've got some great recipes for frozen dog treats. If you bring them out of the heat, get them inside, get them, sitting in front of a fan or sitting in the air conditioner, feed them a couple of frozen dog treats, and that will help to cool from the inside while the cool air helps to cool from the outside. If you're looking for something to bring around with you or have on hand all the time, this is really popular for people who take their dogs hiking or live in a really warm environment. They do make cooling vests for dogs. It's like a dog jacket, slips on over their head, wraps around their body, their abdomen and up over their back. And it actually has either ice packs or water packs in there that keep the vest cooling your dog all the time. So those are, obviously you can purchase those commercially. I have seen some DIY dog cooling vest ideas. If you Google that, you might be able to come up with something. Usually they're not made with the right materials, so they don't let the air flow, and you know, they're not like insulated to keep the water or the ice packs cold all the time. So I recommend commercial products typically, but if you find a great DIY, that might work too.